YouTube, it's your boy, the Memphis X, alright, Alter, welcoming you to the 100 days of Yu-Gi-Oh! Where every day for 100 days, we're going to be dueling with a different deck every single day for the last time. It's the final season, everybody, and we're sad. We're sad because this beloved series is going away, but you know what? The perfect solution for our sorrow is to foist it onto other people. So we've got ourselves a very trolling start, and this is the deck of sorrow. It's a Kaiju deck. We're letting our opponent go in first, let them summon out all the monsters they want to summon out, and then we're going to tributize them. We're going to turn them into Kaijus and big shiny balls and lava golems and that sort of thing. And we got some other text and things like the Horuses in here. We got the Castor just to punish the opponent. That's the name of today's game. To screw them really dang hard. So we got ourselves our deck here today. We're going to be going into EDO Pro, showing off this deck, going off the wombos and the combos, the what do's and the what not do's, and have ourselves a good old time. So as always, the full deck list is at the end. Until then, stay tuned. We're going to be having ourselves some duels and having ourselves a good old trolling time. Let's get started, boys. Alrighty, everybody, our first opponent of the day in another card game. And today, the name of the game is to go second. We want to go second. We do have some going first option, but the majority of our plays are going to be going second. We're up against Nemleria. A tricky bunch. Certainly a tricky bunch, but not a lot of stopping power, especially up against Kaijus. You gotta get, like, what, the chocolate one and the weird sheep one, something like that. Alright. Couple traps to go along with it. Understandable, but the more you put on the board, the more it's gonna hurt you, buddy. The more it's just gonna hurt you in the end. But yeah, this is Nemleria. It's like 101. Pretty standard sort of thing. You got that trap to negate my effects. It won't really matter too much to me. Not especially. Alrighty. So, as we do with this deck a lot, we're just gonna be like, 1, 2, here's a Kaiju. It's a good old sphere mode, baby. Perfect for breaking big boards. And we're gonna go ahead and use Old City. Sorry, Raw. I like Raw in the deck because it's a very funny tech to have Raw in here. Just to capitalize all the way on Sphere Mode. Most people use Sphere Mode just to get rid of stuff. We use Sphere Mode to get rid of stuff and then drop a chicken on the board. That's what we want to do. So, we'll see what my opponent can do. Hard to say. If he had called by, he would have played it by now. I would assume. But it doesn't look like he's got that, so we should be all set. I just really wish that I had Raw in my deck right now. That would have been really nice. That would have been really dang cool. Because then I could have stolen this with my Snatch Steal, all that good stuff. That would have been a beautiful way to start off this final season. But sometimes you just gotta have to deal with what you got. And that's fine. Let's just go ahead and get a few of the horses in the graveyard. Let me think here. Oh, I can't Snatch Steal you, that's right. That's fine. I'll get this back either way. So let's just get the horses set up. This should allow me to pretty much guarantee I get around whatever the heck this guy is going to have face down. And next turn I can just Lava Golem whatever he summons out. Nemlerias are able to just keep searching out their monsters and all that, which is pretty neat and all. But it won't matter too much. Actually, I have a better idea. A pretty dope idea, actually. This is going to be funny. Okay, here's what we're going to actually do. We're going to use two of our monsters, and we're going to make this thing. Hope Harbinger, the Titanic Galaxy, and we're going to make the big version, the S38. Because nice thing about this dude is that he's removal of back row cards. Yep, we're going to attach up to 2 of my opponent's spell traps onto our monster, and they can't do jack about it. Can't do much about it. Alrighty, pretty good, pretty good. I can't attack you, so let me think. What was the other effect? Oh yeah, I can attack directly by attaching material. So why not? Let's go ahead and do that. Just so I can do some damage on the board, you know what I'm saying? Just attack directly with this thing. Just a little bit of damage to let my opponent know I forgot about him. Alrighty. So now we'll end our turn. I got my big old Titanic Galaxy. Horses are all set up, and I got a Lava Golem in case bad things happen. So I should be pretty darn set. I don't see this guy getting around this anytime soon. You know, I've stolen his main play enabler. Without the tower, Nemlerias can't do much. It's their one critical weakness, is that without this thing, they can't do much. So we'll see. We'll see in a minute. I mean, he's got the sphere mode. I will get this back at the end of his turn, which is great. Great to have a nice indestructible shield of a ball. I just wish I could have made it into a chicken. And I will keep talking about that because I want to, it's a funny thing to do. That's all I'm saying. It's just like, why the heck not? I want to do fun things, and that's a fun thing to do. Take back the ball, and then, bloody hell, just summon out a big old chicken. Oh. Potential. Okay, so my opponent has not surrendered, and I've seen there is a potential for some funky plays here. Thing is, Sphere Mode's level 10. Nemleria's like their level 10s. They also like Eater of Millones, which is not necessarily good for me. Let me think. I could just send that to the graveyard. I don't think it matters too much, but I'll go ahead and do it anyway. I was going to send this giant ice cream monster to the graveyard. Sorry, S38. You're kind of been banished. You put in some good effort, though. I approve of you. I approve of you. Thank you for your help, buddy. Alright, so now in the end phase, I get the ball. The ball is mine. Now, normally that'd be an issue, because now I can't use Lava Golem, but this is what Snatch Steel was born to do. Never mind. That does literally nothing. I applaud that regardless. Alright, so 25. This is more than enough. I could style more, but I don't think I need to. Not especially, but I do overall Sphere Mode. And unfortunately, yeah, I can't make it into chicken, but that's okay. So, that's how this deck plays, folks. Like I said, let them go. We go with the flow. My opponent does their plays, then we tributize their monsters and just start curb stomping them. The Horuses are good too. And I will mention, they're not just in here for the pretty faces. Horus has a reason to be in this deck. So we're going to go for duel number 2, show off more what this deck can do, and hopefully we can show off what the Horus's true purposes. Alrighty, second opponent. Let's go and do it again. Alright. Paper, yes. Up against the possessed Fat Man. That name sounds kind of familiar for some reason. I'm not sure why. But pretty okay, well, a 43 card main deck. Some version of Chaos Bystials. Okay, interesting. Banishing your one Magnum Hut. That could either be a good thing for him. I think it is, actually. Relatively speaking, that will be negated, but whatever. Alright, so this is some kind of Chaos deck. Which is good, because that's a combo deck. Combo decks are what we want to face. Because we want my opponent to go through all of their materials to summon lots of things. You know, that is the ultimate plan. That's what we want to see happen. Alright, so what are we having? It's Chaos as a Bystial Dissipator, Chaos Core. Alright. Relatively speaking, that's pretty basic. Alright, what are we going to go for here? I'm spoiled for choices. I shall give you Lava Golem. Lava Golem is a very nice card. Very nice card. Alright, so let's go for King Sarcophagus. We'll go ahead and discard... Discard the Lava Golem. This'll work. I wanted to show off what the other plan was in this deck, so I think we're going to be able to do that. First, we'll summon Cashier of Fenrir, though. Just to be like, hey, I've got Castra's in here, too. And here's what we're going to do. Let's see. Can't attack and be tributed, indeed. So we'll use Mind Control. I'm going to steal my opponent's Lava Golem. That way I can use it for things. Now, we'll go ahead and bring back Imseti, the Glory of Horus, and we got a lot of rank 8s. I will say, probably not going to do it right this second, it's not a good idea. If my opponent had another monster, though, the whole idea of the Horuses is to go into this thing, Cypher Dragon, because he does steal my opponent's stuff. Like I said, that's the whole idea of this deck. Stealing my opponent's stuff. And I think we're just going to continue that field. I really like this S8 dude. He's really cool. I really like that he can just say, hey, goodbye, back row. Goodbye, back row card. Hardly knew ye. What did we get? Got an Infirm. I think, let's see, 38, 58, 60. I think this is game, unless I am very mistaken. Send the big one, Quebish Kababa. Quebish Kababa has the next highest attack points of all the Horuses. So I think this is game. If it's not, that's fine. We have another turn on our plans. No gores? What were you thinking? What were you thinking, sir? All right, well, there you go. OTK potential. It really depends on what my opponent's doing, but this deck can OTK. It just depends on how much stuff they put on the board. You know, they put on a few monsters, we can easily just Kaiju the balls off of them. But in this case, you know, they had the one in perm. That's about it. So we're all set. He really, well, I guess it wouldn't matter. The one in perm wouldn't have mattered anyway. All right, so let's go ahead now. We should have a good chunk of the deck, but we got time for another duel. Maybe two, if four, you know, three is the minimum in the 100 days. Maybe we'll see, four. But let's go for the third duel. See what other kind of opponents we can mess around with. All right, everybody, the third opponent, the fighting third. So far, everything's going exactly according to plan, and it's exactly how I like the season to start. Especially with this being the last season, I doubly want it to be everything going exactly according to plan. All right, come on. Let's come to a consensus on who is going to be first and second here. Okay? So there, you can go first. That's what I would like you to do. So go ahead. Open up. Show me what you got. That's what I want. I want to see you go first. I want to see you do something, and then I want to Kaiju you. Come on, there we go. Okay. All right, what do we have for an opening hand? Okay, we got the new release Brainwashing Spell. This is one of the reasons we're playing this deck first, is just because, like, it's a fancy new card. It's like I Kaiju somebody, I can immediately steal that monster. It goes back to the hand of the end phase, but that's perfect for Kaijus. So it's a beautiful thing. So we're up against the True Sun God. This card is really annoying, solely because of the what was the line? The monsters except for Raw cannot attack the turn they're special summoned. Yeah, it's a pretty annoying card. A freaking stun card. Although I think this might actually be like a Raw deck to some degree. Possibly, maybe. Hard to say. Hard to say, because I think he saw, what was it, Guardian Slime is here. So yeah, this definitely got some, there's at least some of that in here. Alright. Let's start off with our boy, Castra Fenrir. Let's get him on the board. We'll put him in defense mode, because, you know, obviously I can't attack this turn anyway. I can't attack because of this bloody thing, so might as well just get rid of it. And we're going to go ahead for the Horus line, which I know there's going to be a lot of Horus this 100 days, at least the first, like, couple weeks. There's going to be a lot more Horus than, like, later down the line, I hope. You know, it's just like the fancy new engine that works for, like, a lot of different decks. It's not that I want to Horus everybody, it's just it's going to be there a few times. So let's get Kababa going. I'm thinking of how I can really screw with this guy. I'm thinking I could go for Dengirzu and just get rid of this. That is an option. All depends. Soul Cross! Okay, actually, that's annoying for certain. Alright, Slipper the Sky Whipper. I should have known. Alright, you know what? I'm just gonna set this and I'll wait till next turn. Yes, I think we'll be fine. Alright, so my opponent has Slifer the Bloody Sky Dragon. Was not expecting Slifer. I was expecting Raw, but this works too. Slifer is pretty nasty in his own way. I'm actually going to take that one, and I'm going to tell you why. One, I have plenty of life points, and two, I need my effects for next turn. I'd like to try and make Dengirzu so I can get rid of the Sun God spell. Or I could make, you know, S38 again, but, you know, it all depends on what we want to do. All depends on which way we want to go about it. But then I'm definitely going to do, like, this little combo here. Okay, there's Dogaran. That's pretty nifty. Alright, so let's get back to Kababa. Everything I summon will be affected by Slipper the Sky Whipper, but that's fine. It's fine. I have plenty of attack points. Plus, Slifer never gets to do that effect. So why the heck not? Okay, so we'll let that happen. I guess I should Kaiju him now, shouldn't I? Yeah. Let's go ahead and tribute off Slifer the Sky Dragon and summon forth Jizukiru. And we're going to activate our release brainwashing spell. So I get Jizukiru. So I'll get that. And bloody hell, once again, yeah, we're just going to go for number 38. It's a lot. I mean, I have a whole toolbox of these rank 8s, and there's going to be a lot more of that. We have a whole deck in the future of the series that's going to be all about rank 8s and level 8s and stuff. Yeah, we'll have time for Deguzu then. Right now is the day for 38. So what did I get? Oh, my man. My brother, you had a beautiful hand. You had a gorgeous hand. Unfortunately, I cut off said hand, and now I'm about to have you over easy. Because I think... wait, no, hold on. You have the slime guy. Yeah. You have the slime guy, so we got to make sure Hoppy goes later. I remember the slime guy. He's the guy who can change his defense. I remember. So this won't be quite an OTK, but I will be able to do a good head of damage. No. Yes. Just send that to the graveyard. Yeah, his effect will go off, but like, whatever. You're gonna get, the bitch is raw in the text, get another True Sun God. That's what it is. Just go for Raw. Raw 2, Electric Boogaloo. I would like to summon Raw 2, but so far I've not been allowed. But that's okay. Let's see. I can weaken myself if I felt like it, but no, I'm good. I'm fine. Oh yeah, I get the Kaiju back, that's right. I forgot about that very nice little tidbit of release brainwashing. You get the Kaiju, and then it goes back to your hand, so I can Kaiju some more. Alright, so what say you now, salesman? What say you got the True Sun God, which does its little thing. It gets Raw or another card that mentions it. That's cool and all. Another Slime Boy's not going to do you much good, though. Plus, I can just steal this again if I felt like it, so... let's see, Millennial Revelation. Okay. Okay. Interesting. So far, so good. So far, so good. Just trying to think. So you're going to summon... Okay, so... he could revive a God card with Monster Reborn, but they go to the graveyard in the end phase. That's the only trick. Unless you're talking about Raw. But so far, Raw has not made his appearance, so... a little interesting and interested to see where this is going. I assume he's just going to summon out... Slimy? Slimy? Why Slimy? Why would you want Slimy here? Was he... You can use this to make Egyptian God Slime, right? Yeah, that guy. Okay, I was like, why would you do it for that? Yeah, then I remembered. Egyptian God Slime summoning conditions. Pretty interesting. Okay, Blaze Canon, cool. Have you had Raw this whole time? No, you had Sphere mode. Okay. I mean, that was my next choice. Alright, well, one way or another, we're seeing this happen. I wanted to do it, but my opponent will get to do it. Alright. The Winged Dragon of Raw, Sphere mode. Can't use his effect to pop things, but he's a 4K beat stick, so that's something. Let's see. What is this? Summon Obelisk from hand or grave. Unaffected by opponent's cards, affects this turn. Tribute 2 or more monsters. You can banish this card from the graveyard. Banish all monsters in your opponent's graveyard. If you do, inflict 100 damage to your opponent for each card. Wow. That's not necessarily good. Okay. That's not good at all. This could be bad. The power of the Egyptian. Dude, this guy had all 3 Egyptian. He's got like a 50-something mod card deck. He had all 3 Egyptian gods in the first 20 cards. That's pretty crazy. Got like way too many god cards here. Okay, so this is unaffected. What's this one do again? Unaffected by opponent's card effects. Attacks declared, prevent any other monsters, increase its attack. After damage calculation, does a thing. I'm considering whether I should, like... I don't think skill drain will affect this, is the problem. Gains the following effect. I guess technically speaking, this will help? Maybe? I mean, why not at this point? At this point, why not? We'll see how this goes. I mean, obviously, Obelisk won't be affected. He'll be able to beat over 38. But if Raw attacks Happy, I think... this is going to be a weird ruling thing. Because it's negated, but it's also unaffected. But it clearly shows that it's negated. How does that work? Attack me and find out. Attack me and find out, sir. I mean, one way or another. I don't think it's... Oh, let me think. Can you use the Breaking God thing again this turn? Because if we can, I think I lose. So, like, banish all my monsters and inflict 500 damage. That's a lot of damage. What? What the balls did he do? Uh-oh, my loop. It burns! Ow! I was an inch from death! Okay, I commend you for the effort. I thought you were gonna attack first, but okay. I'm surprised you didn't attack into 38 first, but okay. You do you, sir. You do you. I don't even need to, because Happy's the only one who's going to attack right now. I'm just going to, do the Horus thing, because why not? Let's go for the battle phase, unless he's got something as the graveyard. That's game right there. Oh, but a beautiful third duel. Beautiful third duel. Normally, I'd probably go for a fourth one normally, but it's the first day. We'll have extra duels in future episodes, but with this deck, it's very straightforward what we're doing. So I'm going to cap it at 3 for today. Let's go for the end screen. Alrighty, everybody! Our Kaiju deck of 2024, the Day of Sorrow, has gone 3-0. Perfectly symmetrical violence. My opponent got to do anything they wanted, and then we got to share our cards. That's the whole name of this game. We're just trying to turbulate the opponent's stuff. Let them go into their big bosses. Let them play the game as much as possible. Then we hit them. It's a lot more... Some might say Kaijus are annoying as hell to deal with, but I would say that if your opponent's negating everything you do over and over again, that's even more annoying. At the very least, my opponent's had a chance to do things. I will say that. So, we're going to do like most of what this deck is about. We got the Kaiju things. We got the Horus boys going. Fenrir showed up like once, so he didn't do much, but he was there in spirit. And we got to do a lot of our stuff. Now, we have a whole bunch of other tech cards we didn't get to see today. I do run a couple fusions for my one instant fusion thing. We also have a couple level 10 synchros because for flavor. Better than just having a bunch of exceeds and stuff like that. But, that's for another day. And there are some cool things you can do with all these cards. Stop hand traps, go for synchros, go for the SP Little Knight that I forgot to put in the deck. Probably get rid of one of these exceeds. It does. I guess Garunix really doesn't need to be here, but that's beside the point. The point is this deck worked phenomenally well, and I really appreciate that it did. It's always good when the first day just goes without a hitch. So, thank you everybody for watching today's episode. If you did enjoy, don't forget to smack that like button and subscribe for more, because we got 99 more days while doing them all in a row. That's what we do. So, here's the deck list for all of you crazy people who want to try out some of these Kaiju things and have yourselves a good old time. Just let the opponent play, but then hit them really hard. So for our main deck, we have one copy of Jizakuru, one copy of Winged Dragon of Ra for our flavor card, 2 copies of the Winged Dragon of Ra, the spherical one copy of the Thunder King, 3 copies of Lava Golem, because he works really well in conjunction with the Horus monsters. We have 3 copies of Imseti of Horus, like just basic Horus sort of thing, 3 Imseti, 1 of each of the other dudes. 2 copies of Dogoran, the Mad Flame Kaiju. We have 1 Suppression Pluto, which is our other flavor card, which is more in line with our actual gameplay strategy. We have 2 copies of Gamma Seal, of the famous turtle of Kaiju. We have 3 copies of Castor Fenrir, 1 copy of Instant Fusion, 1 copy of Change of Heart, 2 copies of Triple Tactical Talents, because not only does it draw me cards, it can also steal stuff. 2 copies of Mind Control to mind control my opponent, 3 copies of Trade-In, because you have like a whole bunch of level 8 monsters in this deck. 2 copies of the Interrupted Kaiju Slumber if I just happen to have need of a field nuke. 1 card buy to stop hand traps as well. 2 copies of a Release Brainwashing because it's just a really fun card to dick around with. Two copies of King Sark. We had 3 before, but now it's 2. 2 Sarkos, because that's part of the whole Horus engine there. 1 Snatch Steal to steal my opponent's stuff even more. And 1 Skill Drain, because apparently Memphis found like the last year's video that was similar to this one. And we had 3 Skill Drains back then, so like it's a kind of a throwback kind of tech card. But it does help. So 1 Skill Drain. As for the extra deck, we have the 1 SP Little Knight, which was added in post, but it's certainly something we can use. 1 Lancelot, the Dark Knight of the Underworld. Really nice card for either going first or second and doing some damage. 1 Photon Lord for negating things. 1 Nagirsu for removing cards of protection. 1 Hope Harbinger, because him and S38 are goated, I tell you. Goated. We have 1 Galaxy-Sized Cypher Dragon for stealing my opponent's stuff. We have the Zombie Vampire, who also goes with the whole stealing my opponent's cards things, because I can steal anything of my opponent, and then it's treated as a level 8 for the exceed of this thing. 1 copy of Galaxy-Sized Full Armored Photon Dragon, as well as Galaxy-Sized Cypher Blade Dragon. This all goes with the Cypher Blade combo for popping my opponent's stuff. Of course, we have our boy S38, who's all about getting rid of those pesky back row cards. For our Synchros, we have a couple things. We got Soul Supreme Sovereign Shengyang. Really cool card. He just gets stronger with everything that's banished and weakens my opponent for things that are banished. And if a card gets banished, you can just banish some more cards. And if this guy would be destroyed, you can banish a card. So he's just got built-in protection that makes him stronger and removes your opponent's stuff. It's pretty dang neat. We also have a Chaos Angel. We do have a Dark Tuner monster. We don't have a light... What was my light monster? I'll have a level 8 light monster, but that's okay, doesn't matter. We have dark monsters, so we can make everything indestructible, plus this will banish a card on summon, so it's pretty nasty. We have 1 Millenniumized Restrict for stopping hand traps and the like, 1 copy of Alvain, the Essence of Vanity, as our tuner, and 1 Theseus, which can also help us just getting into Little Knight using a material so we can banish cards. As for the side deck, there's a lot of things you can throw in here. There's things like Pank and Spank if you don't want to run Fenrir for whatever reason, just to interrupt your opponent in little ways. There's a whole bunch of synchros you can make in this deck. And I did consider, like, you know, because I have Alvain, I have level 7s. There's some level 9s and some level 10 synchros as well. Things like Bloody Rose Dragon, Arms of Genex, you have Virtual QB, Stellar Wolf Ryads, things like Ravenous Kroga Dragon. Whatever flavor you're feeling. You have other rank 8s, things like number 1, the Infection Buzz King of the Garnix Eternity. You have things like Terraforming if you want to go for some field spell action, things like Kyoto Waterfront, things like the Walls of the Imperial Tomb to make Horus more consistent, whatever scenarios you're getting yourself into. Things like Brain Control, which is just more monster stealing. Yep, let's see, and then last but not least, you have the OG Remove Brainwashing, which is just like, you know, you kaiju your opponent's stuff and then you immediately get it. So, that's today's deck, everybody. I hope you very much enjoyed it. And tomorrow is day number 2. You're going to see regular Memphis, and he's playing some Bird Girls. That's right, Lyrilusk. Time for another going second deck, but this time, it's all about the battle damage.